Hello. It is I, Neon. Now, um, you may notice that I am not my persona right now. I'm a taidum. Yeah. Taidums are cool. I just thought it would be like, I don't know, something different. Something fresh, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like it. This really, that's really the reason why I am a Tatum right now. And anyway, hope you have been doing well today. Here's a head pad right here. Yes, just for you. Yeah. Anyway, look, I am in one of my older worlds right here. And fun fact, you can actually visit this place in Vrchat. It's called Neon's Hangout. And I made this a really long time ago, back in like 2021. It's old. It's very old. But back then I was basically obsessed with analog synthesizers and Moog. That's how you pronounce it. It's called Moog. You may read it and be like, "Oh, that's Moog." No. It's pronounced Moog. Yeah. I don't know. English doesn't English sometimes. But hey, that's alright. Can be pretty confusing sometimes, so we'll admit. Here's what it is. But yeah, what is Moog? Well, there are a very special company when it comes to analog synthesizers and also like music making in general too. Um, yeah, analog synthesizers, right? They're you may think like, wait, what? Analog synthesizer? Well, what is that supposed to mean? Well, I made a video about this a while ago. Explaining the difference between digital and analog. Basically, analog is just, well, how do I explain that thing again? They're two separate like things, right? Analog is like dealing with actual like frequencies, like basically like right now. Right now, you are hearing an analog sound through your ears. Yes, that's analog right there. It is all those little frequencies to make, well, sound. That is basically what analog synthesizers do. They take a wavelength, so they're like waveform, and you can adjust it so it's like higher pitch or lower pitch, you know, or yeah, like higher pitch or lower pitch. There you go. I just did it with my own voice. Or you could even make it add a filter to it, like a low pass filter. Oh, low pass filter. Also, probably terrible examples of that, but basically, low pass filter is when you just like turn down all of the basically turn down all the like higher frequencies of the, the, the sound you're making, and it'll sound like muffled. It'll sound muffled. Whereas if you use a high pass filter, it'll sound like it'll sound very tinny. Like kind of like a megaphone. Kind of. So yeah, that's the difference. And you can also add like a whole ton of other effects to it too, like subtractive synthesis. That's what these things do. And Moog, this company right here, they were the they were the first ones I think to do it. I'm not exactly sure. I do not remember this. This was a long time ago, so take this with a grain of salt. But they were the first company that invented the analog synthesizer. It was so cool. And their first one right here, this photo right here. Yes, the Moog Modular. And you be looking at me, you be looking at this and be like, what the heck am I looking at? It looks like a spaceship control system. I get it. Yeah, there's a lot of things there. But let's take a closer look, shall we? I'll even zoom out the camera just a little bit. I need to be careful. So that way it don't disturb it very much there. Now, it would be better if these were labeled. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. But yeah, here right here. Probably the first thing you can recognize is this keyboard right here. Very simple. You get the idea. You just push a key, and it sends a signal up to here, and it'll make a noise. Specifically, this is set to something called a VCO. It's called a what's it called again? VCO, voltage controlled oscillator. That is what produces all your wavelengths and frequencies. That is what makes them. Like sine wave, or your square wave, or your triangle wave, or your sawtooth wave. You get the idea. It makes them. VCO. Let's pretend this whole row of knobs controls the VCO. There we go. You push a key, it according to the voltage that the key that you press, it will send a signal here saying like, okay, I'm getting this. Then again, this amount of voltage, so we're gonna make this certain frequency. I just like grab my snoot. That's pretty simple, right? Yeah. Besides those things over here, I'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, then what you can do is, well, you take a little wire called a patch cable. It looks like an aux cord, like an audio cable, basically. You just plug that into there, and then you plug it into anything. Let's say I would take this and plug it into a low pass filter. Like I said, it'll make it more muffled, and maybe adjust the resonance a little bit too. Okay, I did that, and it'll make a cool little like swooshing effect, I guess you could say. There you go. That's a good example of a. That's a good example of a low pass filter in action. It sounds like, okay, this is your pure thing from the VCO. or yeah, this is what it sounds like when it comes into the the filter, or say before it comes to the filter, it sounds like. And now when you adjust the knob down to add more, that the effect of the filter, it'll sound like. That is what a filter does. High pass filter, on the other hand, was like. That's what it does. Now I would take that and I don't know, plug it into. I'm gonna call this a reverb module over here. Can I gonna plug that in and be like, and then make a reverb. Yay! Now reverb, you might know what it is already, but it's basic. Oops, sorry. It's basically like you walk into a vacant room and you speak, and it just sounds like all the sounds bounce off, and it's, it's kind of like a really, really short echo. That's basically reverb right there. And you can adjust like how long the reverb is, or the delay, the time delay, and all that stuff to basically add some amount of like room, I guess you could say, to your sound. It can make things sound really cool. Hence why people like to make like slowed down plus reverb versions of songs on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. And yeah, it works. I have to admit, it does work. It can make some music sound pretty different and cool. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah. Now, if we move on to the other side of this wall here, this little corner, here, this has six little audio tracks on it, and yeah, the first one you will hear when you first come in here is this one, that green button up there. And if you want to turn it off, well, you just click that green button up there, and yeah, it turns it off. I did make one mistake though. I, for whatever reason, did not think of crediting where these sounds came from. So, yeah, I hate my past self for that. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but hey. Probably because it was like for my friends though, but either way, I publish it. You can come here. You can come here whenever you want. Why would you come here? I don't know. I really don't know. There's not much to do here, to be honest. However, if you do want to perform, like, oh yeah, there's another poster there. Took that photo with a friend. It's cool. And yeah, just gonna pass all three of these posters real quick. Everything kind of modeled myself, by the way. Let me see that thing too. Yes, cool. That down there is a little performance stage. Yeah. So if you like want a simple little place to like, I don't know, sing or perform music or guitar or whatever, you can come here. There you go. You can do it anywhere, but you can come here if you want. Anyway, um, yeah, there's another poster here too. This is the famous Mini Moog. Let me see, shrunk the whole thing from that photo all the way over there I was showing you, and they made it into a more compact and intuitive little box like this. This was very popular, and it was featured in so many like songs from the 70s and 80s. I think there's even a Michael Jackson song that uses that mini Moog too. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was famous. Mm-hmm. There's a few other posters here too. I'm not sure if I'm going to show them this video, to be honest. But if you want to see them, well, you can come here. Again, it's Neon's Hangout. Yeah, that's the name of the world. Anyway, yeah, I'm back here because I forgot about that right there. This usually one side is for adjusting the pitch, so not only can you like you know you be playing whatever you're playing here, but on the same time you one hand you're just like playing your notes or whatever, and with the other hand will be on one of those knobs or a mod wheel, the pitch wheel, and you just adjust it like one note up or one note down or somewhere in between as you're playing. It can make some pretty weird, like pretty cool little effects. And the other one would be the mod wheel. Mod stands for modulation, and basically you can basically just take that and plug it into a modulator, like a LFO. That's another thing, modulation. A lot, you can unlock a lot of sounds, a lot of new sounds with modulation. What is modulation? Well, I'll tell you. Tell you what modulation is. It's pretty cool. And if you know those those dialing sounds like boop beep boop 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 when you're dialing your phone, that is a perfect example of modulation. Now, what's modulation, you may ask? Well, take a sine wave, okay? Just take that, and now you plug it. You basically plug it into the VCO. You can plug it into a VCO, and you can basically control a frequency with a different frequency. And I'm not sure how to show you how that works or like an example of that. But you can look up frequency modulation or what is it like? I know Look Mum No Computer on YouTube has some really good videos on um like analog synthesizers. He makes his own. It's amazing. I'm even making my own too. However, that's project's been put away. So yeah. But yeah, modulation. Frequency modulation, just controlling frequency with another frequency. So you can literally have like take this really wide frequency, right? Then you take another frequency like this. See how many like hills it has? Now, when you modulate those two together, you get something like this. Do you see it? You see that? You get the idea? That's frequency modulation right there. So yeah. Hope you learned something new today. I gotta go to bed. Yeah. This Tatum gotta go to bed. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Have a good night. Or a great rest of your day. Whatever time you're watching this. And remember, you are awesome. Yeah. Bye bye.